Hey, I just got home from watching TopGun Maverick, and FlyWire doesn't do many movie reviews, but I'm going to do one here, so stand by. Stick with me. Hey, I'm Scott Perdue, and today on FlyWire, I'm going to do a movie review of TopGun Maverick. Just got home from watching the movie, and well, I'm going to give you a review of it. So, full disclosure, I got an admission to make. The first Top Gun movie came out in '86. I was a brand new F-4 pilot and in the Air Force, and I got to admit, I went to the movie probably a bunch of times. I'm not sure how many, but there's some awesome flying scenes. I could discount all the love interest crap and the showers, the beach volleyball, all that stuff didn't matter. But it was some cool flying scenes, and I thought that was great. I enjoyed the movie, and that's my secret admission. You got it. I watched Top Gun, and it was, and I'm an Air Force guy. I liked it. So anyway, Dana and I went to see it tonight, and we didn't see it. We saw it on a big screen, but not the IMAX, one thing about seeing a movie like this is you have to go in with a suspension of disbelief, because having flown fighters, that was my career. I flew F-4s and F-15Es, and I got to tell you that you can't make that into a movie. You just can't. Even when we debrief, you zip through all the stuff to get to the few seconds of the meat of any particular engagement, and you run that. It's just, you just can't make that stuff into a movie. It's not, people wouldn't watch it. They'd stop watching it. So these guys flew close together. They had a plausible reason to do it. The only thing that I wasn't really crazy about in the movie was the dialogue, in as much as that they're talking back and forth to each other when they're flying and pulling G's and stuff, and that's not happening. You're not talking, you're not throwing shade, you're not chatting on the radio. Well, at least in the Air Force, maybe the Navy. I'm not sure about that. But there's no chatting going on. There's no shade. It's the mission. You fly the mission, you talk about the mission, and you use pretty much a set of code words, brevity code words that everybody knows what they mean. And everything you say, every radio transmission is pertinent to the mission. The thing about radio is it's not like talking to each other, especially when you're looking at somebody. You're talking on the radio. You can't really understand a lot unless you say something people expect to hear. Because if they don't expect to hear what you're saying, the odds are they're not going to understand it. It's just the truth of it. It's just the way it works. So you have to use known words and even timing. You talk in specific timing. So what I have to say about Top Gun Maverick is, holy rip, you better go watch this movie. I heard Tom Cruise doing a movie trailer, and he said that this was a love letter to aviation. And you know what? If you love flying, if you love aviation, you need to go see this movie. It is absolutely amazing. The photography was just amazing. These guys were flying, when they were doing flying scenes, they were actually in the airplane. It was a two-seater, and they're flying in back. But they cut it in such a way that you can't tell, or I couldn't tell. I'm not an F-18 guy. But it was really tremendous. I mean, they did just an excellent job. They made a plausible story out of it, and I got to tell you one thing. Tom Cruise, whatever you say about him, this guy knows how to tell a story in a movie. I'm not kidding. This was an excellent story, and his character of Maverick and Pete Mitchell, he grew in this from kind of a cardboard character in the first Top Gun movie to he's a real character. And he grew a lot, and it was actually excellent. And there was a love interest in it, but it wasn't, predictable, scenes and all that stuff. I thought it was a really excellent story and really well told. And they got a plausible reason to get in there and drop those bombs and do the mission and then fight their way out, stealing an. I can't tell you that. That's a spoiler alert. I'm not going to do that. But it's a good movie, and you need to see it. It really is. And bravo to Tom Cruise, because love letter to aviation. It worked. It was really awesome. And I'm probably going to have to go see it in IMAX. We saw it, like I said, in a big screen, but I think this movie you need to see in IMAX. Oh my gosh, it is tremendous. Some awesome flying scenes. Geez, I might even have to buy this movie, but when it comes out. So there's my unbiased review. I'm an Air Force guy. I love the Navy and the Navy movie. I'm not sure the Air Force could make a movie like that. Not going to talk about that, but the Navy did it, and they ought to get some good reviews and stuff. It doesn't. It's a story. It's a story. It's not reality, but it talks about reality, and you see a glimpse of reality in ways that you just can't normally. You can't normally see it. There's one truism that I want to talk about real quick. He has Tom Cruise, Pete Mitchell, Maverick tells somebody that you can't stop thinking about it. You're overthinking it. Just do it. Okay. And I want to say this about it because on the face of it, you think that sounds bogus, and he's just making stuff up. Actually, not. That's actually good stuff there, because to be an effective fighter pilot and know what you're doing takes years. It takes years to get there and to be good at it. And to fly an air-to-air mission and to be good at it and stay alive, much less be an offensive and achieve kills, that's hard stuff to do. Defensive is really hard stuff to do. And you have to do it so much. It's the training thing. That's why 97% of my time in the Air Force was training to do what I personally did 3% of the time, is because you have to get good. You have to see it. You have to experience it. You have to be there so you can quickly judge the energy of the other airplane, and you know exactly what to do. You're not going to think it to make it up. You will have tried it in the air, and this doesn't work, but this does in this situation. That guy has that much energy, and he's making this kind of a turn, and you figure the timing and all that stuff is practice over and over and over again. So you've seen it all and you've had the experience. And then when you see it, you just do it. No shit. That's the truth. And in a way that totally dovetails with what my soapbox about training and GA flying is you got to do it. You got to have the experience of flying, and that creates judgment. And I hate to tell you this, for all you simulator guys out there, you're not going to get it flying a simulator. There's a use for a simulator. It's an important tool, but that's what it is. It's not a substitute. And unfortunately, the military is spending a lot of time and money on substitutes than they are the real thing. Guys have to fly, and you have to have the experience. And if you don't have it, there is no substitute. Flying a simulator doesn't cut it. You have to have the hours in the air. You have to have those practice missions. You have to be there sweating, and that's it. You're sweating and you're pulling 9 Gs. The whole G thing, yeah, that was a little bit okay, great. Wow, 9 Gs. This is 7.5 G airplane. You can pull 9. Well, I pulled 9. It's not that big of a deal, but you got to learn how to live and operate in that environment, and you have to practice it enough so you can think, and don't lose your focus. And that's the issue. You got to do it. Just do it. But the only way you can do that is enough experience of having been there and practiced it and know what's wrong and what's right in this situation, and there you go. So anyway, see the movie, go out and see it. If you can't see it in IMAX, okay, it's a Navy movie, so it's pretty dang good. So go see it. No kidding. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time on FlyWire.